Oof. It's gonna be a fun day. Hi friends, it's me. I'm back. Oh, this is loud. I'm just gonna... There we go. I'm here. It's been a long time. I'm sorry. I've been real busy lately. There's been a lot going on in my life. So I just haven't had time to film. So sorry, but we're here now. So I'm so sorry to the poor people who keep saying they want a Q&A. I'm so sorry. I promise I will do it at some point. But everyone else just keeps voting for different videos. So today, thanks to the Instagram vote, we are talking about my job at McDonald's. Woo! Working at McDonald's, I don't think it's that bad. The people who work there are great. I have some really great friends there, and business itself, I have no issues working there. I have no problems with the business. I really do mostly enjoy it when I'm on with great people. What makes the job shitty, if you will, is the customers, and this isn't a dig at anyone. Honestly, I don't really take offense to anything anymore. Any stories that happen, I just consider funny because they are funny. It's going to be a kind of 2-in-1 where first I'm just gonna talk about briefly like what Maccas employees wished you knew, because we seem to get yelled at for things a lot that if you just knew what we were going through, then maybe you wouldn't yell at us. Maybe not, I don't know. So I'm going to do a few of those first, and then we will get into the real tea, which is the worst customer stories I've had in like I've had to narrow it down to like the last 4 months-ish since I've started back at McDonald's, because I left for a little while and now I work the overnights, so I have all the great stories. I actually don't have that many awful stories, but the ones I do have are pretty good, so yeah, so they are going to be like the second part of this video. So first off, again, I'm going to be reading because there's no way I could remember all of this, so I've written it all down. So we're going to start off with stuff we wished you knew as Maccas employees. So I think one of like the biggest things that people tend to get angry at us about is if we're waiting on something, like we're waiting on fresh fries or something. People seem to think that we are like just totally chill and we don't care. Trust me, we are so stressed. And to like especially if it's busy, and to have like a whole order packed and then come to get the fries and there's no friggin' fries, I promise you I've nearly cried at like 17 different points because I have been so close to being able to get an order out and I've got like 17 more waiting and I'm waiting on fries and I have to go tell someone that we're waiting on fries and then they get mad at me and I'm so sorry. Like, we are stressed. Like, I promise the people who work the front counter, I can't say anything for back area. I've never worked in back area, so this is not a video about back area, but for the front counter people, trust me, we are stressed off our bloody heads. Last night, when I worked last night, there was one point for about an hour and a half where we were just going, and I literally got to the end of that and I literally went and cried in the freezer. I was so stressed because we were down a staff member, so I promise we care. Like, we're not just like,
oh yeah, you know, they've been waiting for 10 minutes, that's fine, just make them wait on fries.
We don't know. That's not what's going on, I promise you. We'll move on. Secondly, the biggest thing, oh, this is what I get yelled at for the most. The ice cream shake machine, oh my god. Shake machine and frozen Coke machines go into cleaning a lot, and when they are in cleaning, we can't get anything out of them. If we do, they literally will explode all over the restaurant. There will be ice cream from one end to the other. We cannot make anything while they are out. So if you come through the drive,
oh yeah, I just want a sundae,
and we're like, I'm so sorry, the machine's in clean, don't be like,
oh, it's fine, just make one, I don't care if it's runny.
No. It's not going to be runny, it's going to mother fliffin' explode. So, I'm so sorry, we do not control when any of these machines go into their clean cycle, I promise, because if we could control it, we'd just make it never go into the clean cycles because it's so irritating having to deal with people who want ice cream and can't have a bloody ice cream. I'm so sorry, trust me, I finished my shift and I want an ice cream and the machine's in clean. I can't have an ice cream. It's not that we don't like you, it's not that we don't want to make an ice cream. It's that it's in its clean cycle, or it's just broken, because the machines break a lot. Like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. If there's nothing we can do, there is nothing we can do. Next one. This is a drive-through specialty, but just so you know, if you've never worked in a drive-through, hearing through that speaker box and into like the little tiny headphone thing we have in a busy restaurant is damn near impossible. If you are mumbling, or you have your radio on, or you're talking quietly, I'm not going to be able to hear you. Like, there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to hear you. All I'm going to hear is so all we ask for drive-through workers everywhere is speak clearly. You don't have to yell, just speak clearly, turn your radio down, and don't have 7 people talking at once. That's all we need. Alright, another one. Sweet and sour sauce and barbecue sauce and all the sauces except tomato cost 50 cents, okay? They cost 50 cents for a little tub. So when you come up to the counter, like after you've already got your order, and you've been like, oh hey, can I grab some sweet and sour sauce? We'll happily give you one for free. Like, we're not gonna, most people aren't gonna actually make you pay for one. But when you want more than one, sorry, we're gonna have to charge you for it. Like, I had someone last night come up and they were like,
hey, I want some barbecue sauce.
I was like, no worries, here's a tub, off you go. And they're like,
no, I want like 6.
and I was like, okay, well they're 50 cents each, so, you know, you can pay for 6. And they're like, no.
Nah, I'm not paying for them. It was like,
well, I'm happy to give you one for free, but if I give you any more than that, I'm gonna get in trouble. So just pay for the sauce or take the one I gave you for free and bugger off. Honestly, that's all I've got to say about that. On that same wavelength, we have absolutely no control over the prices, okay? The poor staff person at the counter doesn't control how much your nuggets are. So if the nuggets here are 50 cents more expensive than the nuggets somewhere else, that's the, like, store owner's thing that they set. They set the prices. No one in the store, not even a manager, no one has any control over those prices at all whatsoever. We can't change them, we can't lower them, we can't give it to you for the same price you had it at another restaurant. We can do absolutely nothing. So, and my last little point for this section is we are not mind readers, okay? I know, novel, brand new point, but the McDonald's workers, fast food workers in general, are not mind readers. So don't get angry when we start asking you questions about your meal, because you saying I want a quarter pounder doesn't help, okay? So if you ask for a quarter pounder but you actually mean you want a medium quarter pounder meal with no pickles and no cheese and a Coke with no ice for the drink, you need to say that. Please, please, that's all I ask. Or don't get mad at me when I start asking you questions, because I'm just trying to get your order right, man. So if you want a standard, if you just ask for a quarter pounder meal and then don't answer any of my questions, I'm gonna give you a medium with Coke, because that's like the standard. Please, you just have to say so. Or don't get mad when I ask you the questions. Please, please and thank you. Okay, so that brings us to the more fun part of this video, really, which is the shitty customers that I've had in the recent shifts that I've worked. So I'm actually quite lucky on the overnights. We don't have that much shit going on, because most people who come in are quite drunk and quite lovely, and they'll actually be really nice if there's any problem. So yeah, that's lovely. If you come in and you're nice to a Maccas employee on the overnight, you might get something for free, because we're so tired and so done that people being nice is just like novel. So I'm gonna sort of go from least bad English, least bad, to like the worst that I've had. Honestly, a lot of these I just find mostly funny. This one didn't frustrate me at all. I was just like, really? Why'd you do that? It was like 3 in the morning. Old mate orders 24 pack of nuggets. All good, that's all he orders. He's got a couple of mates with him. They're all sitting down. They're all being quite quiet, just eating their food.
I'm like, okay, great. They're not going to be any hassle.
So old mate picks up his 24 nuggets. All is well. He gets like halfway across from where he's picked up his food to where his friends are sitting. And I don't know what was going through his head, but he just opens the box and just throws them across the dining area. And I don't think I've ever laughed so much in my life. He literally just gets them out and throws them, and then just sort of looks at it like, why did I do that? And then looks at us and he's like,
can I have another one?
and we were like, no! gonna give you another one for free because you decided to throw your nuggets across the dining room. The only reason I include this on the shitty customers list is because I had to then go and sweep them all up, and they were literally scattered across the entire dining room. And just like his face after he did it was just so clearly like, why did I do that? Now I don't have any nuggets. And then he left with no nuggets because he didn't want to pay for more. And your loss, buddy. Alright, more shitty customer though, but on the still of the throwing vibe. So this was on the first night that I started at my new store. I didn't know anyone. I was so nervous because I'd never done overnights before. And you know, it's just a new workplace, so I was like quite stressed. I'd like turned around, so my back was facing the counter. Oh my god. Ew, I thought I was going to sneeze. I'm not going to though. So yeah, my back was facing the counter because I'd gone to get something. And I just felt something hit my back, and then my back was wet. And I sort of didn't even realize what happened. And I just like sort of slowly turned around, and there was just like a large cup on the floor, and all the other people who were working were just like, they were like, are you okay? And I'm like, what just happened? And they were like, yeah, someone just decided to throw a Coke at you. So it was my first night in the store, and some asshole threw a large Coke at me. Yeah. I then had to spend the rest of my shift sticky because they'd thrown a Coke at me. And I was so just like, I wasn't even mad. I was just so like, oh my god, why have I started working here again, you know? Alright, next one. This is like a combo of stories because this happens all the time, but I will use two examples in particular. I was actually working a day shift because then actually all these next ones happened on the day shift because believe it or not, instead of having horrible things happen to me from teenagers, they were all from elderly people. So I'm saying like 65 plus. Because as much as people like to say, oh, millennials are so rude and millennials are so mean and teenagers are awful, I tell you what, the worst customer experiences I have had have been from the elder generation. And I'm not saying that as like a general thing. I'm not saying that every elderly person that comes in is rude. I'm saying that majority of the rude experiences I've had have been from elderly people. So please don't be an asshole just because you're old. Don't be an ass. It's not that hard. So this elderly man came in. He actually wasn't even that old. This guy was probably in his like 50s. Like he wasn't that old at all. I'm just sort of lumping him in with the older because it's sort of teenagers and everyone else. So yeah, he comes in and it was really quiet, and he orders this, he orders a meal, and literally like as I'd gone to serve him, I just picked up a basket of fries. And his burger was made really quickly, so like I made his fries. From me picking up that basket to me handing his food out to him was like a 2-minute turnaround. So these fries were fresh. And he sort of stands at the counter, picks a couple of fries out, eats them, and then literally goes. And so obviously I saw this and I was like,
is everything alright?
Like, are you okay? Are you dying? Are you having a seizure? What is going on? And he's like,
sorry, when did these fries get cooked?
and I was like,
Literally like 2 minutes ago?
No, sweetie, these are not fresh fries. I know what a fresh fry tastes like, and this is not it.
Oh, dude, that's so nice. I am so sorry. Did you want me to make you fresh ones?
Yeah, I think so. That'd be great.
Okay, no worries. It's just going to be about a 3-minute wait while I cook fresh ones. Is that okay?
Guess it's gonna have to be, isn't it?
If you'd like fresh fries, I have to cook them.
I can't pull fresh fries out of my bum. I'm sorry. So he stands there and waits the 3 minutes to have these fries cooked. I pull them up, give them to him, and he goes on his way. Doesn't say thank you for the fresh fries. I say like, I'm so sorry for the wait, here you go, and he just looks at me and he's like, and walks off. You're welcome. And this next one happened maybe like 20 minutes after that. So this older woman comes in and, hi, I'd like 2 cappuccinos. I'd like a medium fries.
Freshly cooked.
And a hash brown.
Freshly cooked.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Just to let you know, like, it's going to be about a 3-minute wait on fresh fries and hash.
Oh, well, yes. It's like, again, I still can't pull fresh fries out of my ass. And so I give her the coffees and put the fries and hash brown in a cup tray.
Okay, there we go. Thank you so much. Like, have a great day.
Just looks at the coffee, looks at me, and toddles off. And I quite nearly killed her. It really is not that hard to literally just say thanks. I think we're up to the grand finale. This is my favorite, my absolute favorite McDonald's customer story now. It is my, oh, it's just an absolute banger. So get settled in. If you weren't already settled, get settled because this is a long one. In this story, there was a festival going, which is huge. There's huge crowds. Obviously people want to eat, so the McDonald's is pumping. It is so busy. I spotted this woman coming up and I just knew it was going to be bad news. But the prequel to that, we'd had 2 kids come up and order 2 frozen raspberries, and of course our frozen raspberry machine was out. As I said in my previous point, we can't control that. It just happens. So I saw the order come up and I called out the number and these kids came up and I was like,
hey, I'm so sorry. We can't actually do any raspberry at the moment. Would you like a frozen Coke instead?
And these kids were like, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. And I was like, oh, great, you've made my life so easy. So I gave them their frozen Cokes. They were thrilled, on their way. And so I thought that was gonna be it. Oh no! So we're back to this woman. I see her approaching and she's just that everything you would think of when you think like white mum called Karen who wants to speak to the manager with the haircut and everything. And I saw her and I was like, oh no. And I tried to avoid her and I couldn't because I just happened to still be at the counter when she walked up. I say white mum, this woman was like a grandmother. She was like in her late 60s. I'd say. So she walks up to the counter and I can just tell that it's about to be an absolute pain in my bum. And I was correct. And she goes,
Hi.
and I was like,
hi, are you right? Is there anything I can do for you?
No, everything's not alright, hun.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what can I do for you?
Well, my grandkids were up here before and they ordered some frozen raspberries.
Oh yeah, the 2 kids with the frozen raspberries. Yeah, unfortunately our frozen raspberry machine is out at the moment, so I gave them Coke and they were perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, hun. They're not happy. They're not happy at all. They're really upset. They're really upset that they've had to have Coke instead of raspberry.
can't even keep a straight face. So I was like,
oh, I'm so sorry about that. I wish there was something I could do, but our frozen raspberry, literally, I can't get anything out of it at the moment. Like, I'll pull the lever, nothing comes out. Like, that's how in cleaning mode it is. There's nothing I can do. Or would you like me to get you a refund? I'd be more than happy to refund them. Like, I understand it sucks, so, you know, I'm so sorry.
No, hun, that's not gonna do.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what you'd like me to do, because I have already replaced the drinks with a Coke instead of raspberry. So I've actually already given you the value of what you ordered.
Well, that's just not gonna do, is it, hun?
first off, stop calling me hun. There is nothing I can do. And honestly, this goes back and forth for 5 minutes. By this point, my drink screen is completely full because I've been away from it for 5 minutes and there's been like 17 orders in that time. So I've gone,
look, I'm so sorry. I need to do my job right now. If you want to step to the side, I'll be happy to come back and continue this in a couple of minutes.
Hoping that she'd just make a snooty face and walk away, because although that's not like the desired outcome, at least she would be gone. And she goes,
that's alright, hun.
I'll wait. Woo! Alright, she's waiting. Awesome. So I go and clear my drink screen again so that my other staff members don't like yell at me because I'm not doing my job. So I do my job, and I come back. My manager wasn't here at this point, I might add, but she was not in the restaurant at all. I was the most senior person in the restaurant. So, like, I was it. And I'm like,
I'm so sorry, like, my manager is not here. If you wanted to wait, I'm more than happy to fill her in on the situation, and you can arrange something.
Well, no, I need this dealt with now.
Okay. What do you want?
Which is a very dangerous question, and we're not supposed to ever, like, do that, because then they can start making demands and things. But I gotten to the point where we've been back and forward with me being like, there's nothing I can do. Do you want a refund? That's about all I can give you, because I've already given you 2 frozen Cokes. And then I offered, I was like, if you want to come back in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the raspberry might be back. So if you want to come back in 5-10, I will, like, give you raspberries. That's fine. I'm more than happy to do that. I just want this woman to go away. Honestly, that's all I want at this point. And she goes,
oh, I think a couple of chocolate sundaes will do the trick, hun.
Sorry.
So the total value of the purchase that you're debating with me is $2. Yes? And you are asking for 2 chocolate sundaes, the total value of which would be over $7. So I said that in a much nicer way and was like,
there is no way I can do that. I'm so sorry. Like, there's absolutely no way.
Well, yeah, I think that's all that's gonna make my kids happy, hun. So, do you want my kids to be upset, or do you want to just give me what I want?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I will get in so much trouble if I give you 2 chocolate sundaes after you purchased 2 frozen Cokes or 2 frozen raspberries, which I've already given you the value of your purchase. So I would just be giving you more things for free, even though I've already given you the value of what you paid for.
Well, that's just not gonna do, hun, is it? My kids are upset. I want some chocolate sundaes.
and I was like, are you sure you just don't want chocolate sundaes for yourself? Because your kids seem perfectly happy to have a frozen Coke. By this point, I am absolutely furious. Like, I don't get mad often, but I was fuming with this woman. Absolutely fuming. This goes on for another 5 minutes, and eventually I'm like,
look, how about I give you a soft serve with 2 spoons?
The value of which is like 50 cents. And she was like,
okay.
So I grab like the soft serve lid, when we do soft serve in a lid, I grab one of them, I do the tiniest blob of ice cream I can possibly get out of that machine. I put 2 huge spoons on either side so it looks even smaller, pop that up, and she goes, and this is the crowning jewel, she goes,
that wasn't so hard, was it, hun?
And walks away. And I have never had murderous tendencies before, but I bloody well discovered them after dealing with her. Oh my god! It was the most infuriating... Oh, it was just the most like demeaning comment. Like, that wasn't so hard, was it? Oh, I've never been more mad in my life. Oh my god, I'm not kidding. Like, I was absolutely furious. But anyway, before I actually explode, that is the end of my McDonald's video. So I know this really has nothing to do with like my uni or going to New York or anything. I just thought it'd be funny to share. Well, I guess it is because I'm only working there to like support myself to go over. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is very rambly and very like not useful to anything in the world, but I hope you enjoy it. I mean, hopefully. If you want to learn more about me and me going to America, if you didn't know why this channel existed, that is why, because I'm moving to America. You can catch up with a lot of that on my Instagram because I'm an editing superstar and I can do this now. So yeah, go check me out there, go check out my last 2 videos. And I've also recently uploaded a cover to this channel, which is new. It's already on my Instagram and Facebook, so if you follow me on there, you've probably already seen it, but I thought I'd chuck it up on here anyway for anyone who doesn't have those socials. So I will link it somewhere in this video. It's a cover of Pas de Deux by Dodie Clark. It's one of my favourite songs ever, and I had an absolute ball filming it. It's terrible filming work because I filmed it on my phone at 10 at night, so there's no lighting and no sound, but like, I think it still sounds pretty good. To think. So go check that out, have a little look. I don't know why I put it up there, I don't think I know how to edit things up there. But yeah, go check it out, have a look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back soon, and I promise I will do the Q&A. I promise. I've got all the questions. I just need to film it because I'm lazy. The friggin' memory card died again, but I'm just trying to record a friggin' outro. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with a Q&A. Follow me on Instagram. I've already done all that, haven't I? I don't know. I'm really flustered now, but bye. Thank you for watching. Big love. Leave some comments, please, if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. Yeah, bye. Mwah. I don't know. Am I a YouTuber?